Joined by Democratic strategist and News Nation contributor Kurt Bardella. Kurt, thank you for your time here. So Omar won her primary. How significant is that win in light of those two major losses for the squad?
Well, I think it just shows the difference of when millions of dollars are spent against you versus when the outside special interest super PACs kind of stay out of your way, that there is a path to victory. I will note that one of the things that Omar has done this year, particularly despite the break from AIPAC on Israel, is she has also teamed up a lot of times with other progressive Democrats like Congressman Eric Swalwell in advancing messages, funding ads, just pointing out the threat to democracy that Donald Trump poses. I think making those allies like a Swalwell kind of helps keep, there's a case to be made that, hey, you may disagree with her on this, but she has been a good team player. And so we'd like to keep her in this Congress if at all possible.
And Kurt, you talked about all the money that went into backing some of these opponents. The squad really has been the target of millions of dollars from pro-Israel groups. Talk about the pushback against the squad and why there has been such an effort to push them out of office.
Well, I think that AIPAC was making a point. I mean, when you spend almost $15 million in just two congressional races that are primaries, not even general election races that determine the balance of power in Congress, when you're spending that kind of money in a primary, you're sending a message that, hey, we're not going to go after all of you, but for the ones that we did, they did lose, putting you on notice that going forward, you better watch your rhetoric. And if you keep this up, there will be a funded primary next time. And they now have a track record of success to say they are very successful. A lot of times interest groups threaten things. They say they'll do things. They release scorecards, whatever. It's another thing to put your money where your mouth is. AIPAC did that. They did it rather successfully and in a way that we have not seen before. And so they're putting Democrats on notice.
Yeah, and they did spend so much money in various campaigns here. Kurt, why do you think that the United Democracy Project, that super PAC, affiliated with AIPAC, largely steered clear of investing in Omar's race?
Well, I think that they made their point already with the two squad members they took out in Jamal Bowman and Congressman Bush. And I think in doing that, there's kind of that, we're not going to go further than we need to make our point. We've made the point. You guys get the message. Now we're going to sit back, see how the next Congress conducts itself, see how members that are a part of the squad, what their rhetoric is like and what their stance on the Middle East process is as it unfolds. And, again, if they feel like they didn't get the message, they keep it up, they disagree with them, they will fund primary challengers next time down, no doubt about it. But I think that they didn't go for every single one of them. I mean, frankly, there's only so much money to go around. If you went after Omar, that's another $5 to $7 million they would have had to have spent. That's not nothing.
Yeah. My last question for you, Kurt. What do you think happens to the squad going forward? It is now, at least two members down. But again, we see that what's happening in Gaza is not tamping down. If anything, it's being ramped up. We know that tensions in the Middle East seem to be escalating every day. What happens with the squad?
Well, I think when you look at some of those members like AOC, Congresswoman Tlaib, and Summer Lee, those are members who have also distinguished themselves away just from the squad label, that they have been active members on the committees, particularly AOC with the Oversight Committee, Tlaib at the Judiciary Committee. They have shown themselves to be good team players that create value in other ways. I think there's a reason why AIPAC stayed away from those prolific members and went after the more, I think, vulnerable members of the squad. That was by design. I think going forward, the squad's going to continue to do what they do. They're going to champion the values that they believe in, as they have every right to do so, and make the case forcefully for the policies they want to see, whichever administration is in office, whether it's Harris or Trump, to be there. And I also think AIPAC's very mindful of the fact that, hey, if Donald Trump were to win, this is someone who's going to have a huge outsized imprint on how Congress conducts itself, what issues they talk about. So leaving some of those members intact to maybe fight some of the battles with Trump is by design.